Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We're coming into a long weekend. Markets closed on Monday for Martin Luther King. We'll be closed here as well. We'll be in the Tiger's Den all weekend, folks. Great time to growl and prowl. If you haven't checked out that Tiger's Den, head on over to the front page of TFNN. Check that out. And right now, we got some volatility in markets. S&P's up by 4 points. You got Fed in focus. Looks like Hassett didn't get the reaction that the president was probably looking for, I should say, a few weeks back when his name got pushed out as the front runner. And seems like that was as clear-cut as it could be, that he doesn't want him in that position. He wants him to stay on the Economic Council. And you have yields reacting, markets reacting as well. But check out the 10-year, man. 14 ticks as we're approaching 4.23, the yield on the 10-year right now. The dollar could be stronger. I mean, we catch a little bit of a bid, but we're right where we were yesterday. You see the acceleration on the dollar on that news. You go from 99.17 to 99.47 on the president's comments, and you have markets. They pull back on that acceleration a bit. There's 10.15. You make a low at about 10.45 in the S&Ps, and right now when they were positive by 4 points, NASDAQ 100 positive by single digits as well. We got a little sell-off this morning from the open until the lows of about 10.30. Dow off by 33 points right now in the Russell. Continuing to make highs. We make another all-time high in the Russell today, 27.05. Gold. Now, 10:15 is when those comments were made, right? We had the dollar strengthen dramatically. We went through there, and boy, you talk about a pullback, man. Gold dropped $80. $80, folks, in the span of about a half hour. From 46.22 down to 45.40. Okay, we've clawed back most of those losses. We're sitting at 4,600. Gold's handling the strength in the dollar extremely well right now because we have a spike in the dollar. And look at the strength that we have in gold, and you have it with volume. Now, we're going to get some volume today, though. We got options expiration Friday. Okay, we're coming into a long weekend, and gold's already done 232,000 contracts. You jump over to silver. Yeah, not going to get the volume that we got at the highs probably for silver on the daily. You're at 204,000 contracts. But check out the weekly. Just remarkably strong, man. You push higher, you do it with record volume almost. I say almost as in, you go back 5 weeks. This is the biggest week of volume silver's ever had, folks. Biggest week of volume silver's ever had on a weekly basis going back Monday. Now, maybe there were bigger weeks or something on some of the volatile runs up and down prior. That's a lot of strength on silver. But boy, you see how quickly on a five-minute basis. Silver this morning trades from 91 and change down to that flash low at 10:30 of 86.51. So $5 you drop. Highs yesterday at 93. You get an 86 handle today. Be careful in silver, folks. If I told you that silver was moving down $7, and yeah, you're getting it on the upside too, but boy, it's been a heck of a run. And at $90 right now, the volume's lining up, but things just approaching a parabolic nature. You're approaching a trajectory that just does not play out on a longer-term basis. Jump over to platinum, down by 4% as well. See the volume trailing off since platinum hit that 2,000 price point in the middle of December, and you jump over to copper. Copper backing off from the highs of copper. That was all-time highs. Copper right now down by 2.5%. You jump over the VIX, 1556. Even as we've given back some of the market gains, you had a little bit of a sell-off. There's your volatility around the Fed comments to 1630. And just like that, the market could be saying, hey, Mr. Kevin Warsh, that's going to provide a little bit more stability than we were looking at Mr. Hassett. Not sure that the market had the conviction or confidence in Mr. Hassett that at least Mr. Trump was looking for. And then, of course, on the heels of that, the treasuries, and you get the dollar as well. But there's a reaction, man. You better believe it. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, expectations, they can't be more sky high. And I imagine, folks, okay, you got to know that there's been discussions in terms of, and it's not what are you going to do for me even, okay? This isn't even like, it's what do you think of the economy, right? The president wants to put somebody in that position that aligns with their thinking. Okay, that's what Stephen Moran says, right? He says, listen, I'm not out here doing the president's bidding. He said, but he put somebody in that position that agrees with what he agrees with. Okay, and then they're supposed to be independent. So he, I imagine, has a general idea of the people he's choosing from, where they want to go. And I'm telling you, folks, that mortgage-backed securities are going to be something that gets discussed here, depending on, of course, okay, the curve steepening that goes on. But it's not about the 2-year. Okay? It's about mortgages, and you're seeing it again. And hey, I hope so. I'm very hopeful. You need a path to be able to purchase a home, and hey, maybe you're going to be able to tap into that 401k. Okay, so coming up at Davos, yeah, this one, you better believe it. Let's go for it, man. Okay, I'd much prefer something like this than allowing people to put their 401k into crypto, right? So Trump's going to unveil a plan to let 401k retirement plans use some of their money for a down payment on a home purchase. The mechanics are still being worked out, okay? But what's going to happen is you put 10% down on a home, and then you take 10% of the equity of the home and put it in your asset in your 401k. So they're not going to let you technically take it out. They're actually just going to, almost like an exchange, right? That's actually, they're going to allow you to use your 401k almost in a self-directed fashion, pretty much, and use those funds to take an investment in your home that you're going to live in. It's a great idea. They should do it. Get it done. Let's go. And you can borrow within your 401k, and there are things that you can do in a 401k. You can take a loan when you're trying to buy a home. There's certain things that they allow greater loans for. But then there's obviously more complications, and you have to pay it back as well, right? Versus actually just taking it out. And then your 401k. I guess you're going to have to take that as a distribution at some point, though. Yeah, there you go, Fletch, right? And that's it. Can't you just take it out, right? There's always got to be some hook. Couldn't we just allow people who take, you can't take it out of your 401k if you're living in the house, actually? I know, because then what happens, right? Exactly. Just let them take it out. I'm with you. We're coming back, folks. Stay tuned.